there in the silence where every color blends and every rainbow ends. Good is there in the light. Now you find that you know peace of mind. In the silence, your path is paved in gold, and all your dreams unfold. Good is there, peace is there, love is there, and God is there.
If it's comfortable, friends, I invite you now to take a breath, relax into your seat. If it's comfortable, close your eyes. Just relax a little deeper into this moment, into this present moment of right now and right here, into your seat, becoming aware of your breath. With a gentle exhale, we become fully present to the stillness around us, to the stillness within us, to the potential stillness within us. That stillness we cultivate so that we can keep our cool. And everyone else around us is losing their heads. We relax into this stillness, into this place of silence at the very center of our consciousness, this place where divine mind is breathing us. Right here, right now. This place where peace dwells, where love dwells, where joy dwells. This place where we know that we are fully divine. Our full divinity dwells here in our consciousness. This paradox of being fully human and fully divine, the human part wanting to lose its mind sometimes. With a gentle breath, we come to the stillness, to the silence. I know that God is here, in us, as us, expressing now. So let's pause here for just a minute or two to know the truth. We pause in this moment to know the truth, to seek understanding, knowing that God is here, even when everything surrounding us in the manifest world may appear that it is losing its head, losing its mind. We remember the truth, that God is here. We can be the presence of peace. We can be the presence of love. We can recognize one another in our full divinity. And so with a gentle breath, I invite you to bring your awareness back to your seat, to your physical body, to the space around you, and to those divine creatures next to you. Peace is here. Love is here. God is here. And so it is.
Let us sing the Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And as we prepare to receive Rev Todd's message, I'm going to sing this one for you. This one is called Take These Chains That Bind Me Up. Take these thoughts, take all of these things that bind us up. That hinder me, let them loose, set me free. I am a part of God's plan, I understand my call. Why should I worry? I won't fall. Yet there are sometimes I worry when I have no need. It's time for my worries to receive. Take these chains that bind me up, throw them out, give them up. Take these chains that hinder me, let them loose, set me free. I know I'm on the right path every single day. I can get lost or lose my way. Yet there are some times I worry if everything's okay. That's when I open up and say, take these chains that bind me up, throw them out, give them up. Take these chains that hinder me, take them loose, Lord, set me free. Take these chains that bind me up, throw them out, God, give them up. Take these chains set me free. Take these chains that bind me up, throw them out, I'll give them up. And take these chains that hinder me, I'll let them loose and set me free.
That was fun, Deidrey. Thank you. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Happy Sunday.
I have a new mug that I'm using this week. This is one that my sister gave me when I got ordained. It's a warning for all of you. Be careful or you will end up in my sermon, my talk. And it's true. A lot of you played into this week's this message for this week because I had no idea how many people I knew were afraid of dolls and clowns. Those of you that don't log into Facebook don't know what I'm talking about. But I decided I needed a new nightlight for my kitchen this week. And I found this little doll that's dressed like a clown. And put it on top of my count, up in the corner on top of the cabinets, and put this cute little light so it's shining up at it. And occasionally it looks horrible. Patty sent me a message and told me to close the portal. Another friend that I worked with many years ago at the theater in Alabama, she said, you need to burn that, bury it in a hole, and cover the top with salt. Fear is an interesting thing, isn't it? There really have not been any scientific studies about the fear of clowns, but I did find one study where it was an international study of almost 1,000 people, and more than 53% identified some, at least slight fear of clowns.
Stephen King.
Well, it could be it. I read it when I was in high school. One of the things it said is that perhaps the full face makeup hides so much of our emotions because we communicate so much through our facial expressions. That's why wearing a mask was so difficult for so many of us because if you can't read people's eyes, you're covering so much of the way we communicate with each other. And fear, fear of clowns is called coulrophobia. Fear of dolls is pediophobia. Atelophobia is an extreme fear of imperfection, where you're terrified of making mistakes. I can wear that on a t-shirt. Because I used to be really afraid of making mistakes. I used to spend 20 to 30 hours writing a talk. So if you've heard that before, I would spend a lot of time writing something, and then that voice that lives over here someplace, that divine wisdom, that when I don't listen to it, I take offense at everyone else losing their heads and blaming it on me. But when I listen to this voice, I can be understanding. I can be compassionate. And that voice, I would be in the middle of reading a 14-page talk, and I kept hearing, you need to say this. I know the two of you have had that experience. This is what you need to say. You need to say this. And when you ignore that, it gets louder and louder and louder. And so finally I would say that. And that's what people would remember. That's what would touch people, was the stuff that Spirit was telling us, coming through me and not from me. We all are afraid of not being perfect. And we get to destroy that stronghold. Today's talk is called Destroying Strongholds. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 3 through 5. And this is the New International Version. For though we live in the world, we do not wage war as the world does. The weapons we fight with are not the weapons of the world. On the contrary, they have divine power to demolish strongholds. We demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God. And we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. See, we have these strongholds that show up in our consciousness. We talk about consciousness a lot. It's on the Unity bingo card. It's that free space in the center because we always say consciousness. Even Reverend Catherine said consciousness last week. Consciousness, our stronghold in consciousness is when we buy into these ideas that aren't true. Anybody ever have an idea? I have to be perfect. I don't have enough. I'm not a good fill in the blank. I'm not a good son. I'm not a good boyfriend. I'm not a good brother. I'm not a good sister, mother, daughter. Fill in the blank. We make up these ideas and they can take root. They can really become a stronghold, especially when we listen to everybody else out here that's losing their heads. Anybody know anybody? Did you meet anybody this week that was losing their head? Did any of them blame it on you? Congratulations, you get to be a mirror for people. As we walk each other home, as we learn to heal. Y'all know that I like the translation called the Message of our scripture. This is 2 Corinthians 10, verses 3 through 6 in the Message. The world is unprincipled. It's dog eat dog out there. The world doesn't fight fair, but we don't live or fight our battles that way. Never have and never will. The tools of our trade aren't for marketing or manipulation, but they are for demolishing that entirely massively corrupt culture. We use our powerful God tools for smashing warped philosophies, tearing down barriers erected against the truth of God, fitting every loose thought and emotion and impulse into the structure of life shaped by Christ. Our tools are ready at hand for clearing the ground of every obstruction and building our lives of obedience into maturity. Our tools. Our tools, right? These colors represent our 12 faculties of mind. Those things that help us when we learn to use each of them to live from the truth of who we are, that which we call the Christ. Because Christ does not mean a person. It does not mean Jesus. Christ, metaphysically, is the divine idea of mankind. You are a divine idea. Showing up at the point of view in consciousness. And so when we listen to this still small voice, for me it comes from back here someplace. I never turn to look and see what it looks like, but I hear it. When I listen to that, I know that I am living the truth that I am called to live. I know that I am speaking the truth that I am called to speak. I am sharing from a place that is grounded in love. That is grounded in good. So I'm not hearing it back here. I don't know that it's good. Sometimes I have to edit what I say. Because I'm not fully enlightened yet. I know y'all don't believe that. But we're all walking each other home, walking each other into this path to be the truth of who we are, to be absolute good and unconditional love, showing up at the point of us. And so we got to let go of all of those fears that get in the way. You know, there's some people in this congregation that are afraid of singing out loud. in front of people. There are people in this congregation that are afraid of standing up and speaking in front of people. Can you imagine? Can you honestly stop and think of any place where you would rather be with a group of people that you know love you and sing, even if it's off key? To stand up and speak, or to read, and to think that I'm going to mess up a word. I'm going to play something, and I'm going to mess up the introduction to it because I didn't practice enough. You see, here we get to recognize each other for who we are. You are the Christ showing up, Charlie. You are the Christ showing up, Lori. Do y'all know that? I am the Christ. Say that. I am the Christ. You are the Christ in potential. And so you get to destroy those strongholds. Let go of all those fears that show up and pull you away from the truth. The truth that you are, yes, you are fully human. And there are going to be mistakes. You are not always going to show up being perfect. But you are also fully divine. You are fully divine, and you can rest in that truth and listen to that still small voice within that is leading you to do, to be, to show up as love. And you know, when you show up as love all the time, you know, some people think you're nuts. Don't they? They are. It's like Todd again. You know, people are like, oh, don't ask how he's doing because he's going to say amazing. And, you know, that just doesn't make any sense to us. We have to live the truth we know, yes? It's not enough to know the truth. We have to put it into action in our lives. So how do we get rid of these strongholds? What do we do? How do we stop having those error things? You know, first of all, stop believing everything you think. Stop believing everything you think, friends. Because a lot of us have been given a lot of thoughts that don't belong to us. I'm going to give that example. See how I edited that? That was coming from up here, not back here. Stop believing everything you think. And if it keeps showing up, and you're like, that's not true, that's not true. Find out whose voice that was and you know, give it back to them. You know, do a prayer of release and affirm that is not mine and I return it to you. You get to own that thought. You get to collect that. It is not mine and I am not going to carry it around for you. This idea that I have to be perfect all the time. Does anybody eat junk food? Occasionally you have some junk food? I know most of you don't. Most of you are, you know, clean eaters. Right? Yes? Everybody online? You online? Oh, yeah. Nobody's fessing up to eating junk food.
Hands up.
Yeah, okay. Rebecca's being honest with us. 2 hands. Double fist in the junk food. We also ingest a lot of junk food mentally. There's a lot. There is a lot of mental garbage that we consume. So stop doing that. Proverbs 15, verse 14 says, this is in the Message again, an intelligent person is always eager to take in more truth. Fools feed on fast food fads and fancies. I like to think that we're intelligent people. Be mindful, be intentional about what you allow to come into your consciousness. Because that way it becomes easier to spot when the thought you're having doesn't belong to you and you don't need to believe it. Because there's a lot of stuff in the manifest world that's going to have you believe that you're too fat, too thin, not tall enough, that your feet are too big, that your eyes are too close together, that you should have straight hair or you should have curly hair. Right? All these things are out there. And it's not just about our physical appearance. So, start being mindful about what you're ingesting. And then I'm going to invite you to become passionate about expanding your divine wisdom. Expand your divine wisdom. Has anybody picked up a book by Charles Fillmore or Myrtle Fillmore or Emily Cady or Ernest Holmes in the past month? Oh my God, I'm so excited to see all that. Start reading some divine wisdom from our tradition. Expand your wisdom of the truth as it was explained to them. Take that into your meditation. Focus on this truth. See what it means to you. See how it impacts your life and how you can take this wisdom and put it into action in your life, right? Because it's not enough to know the truth. Yes?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Also want you to read some other stuff. Read stuff by Christian mystics. Just Google Christian mystics. Meister Eckhart. Catherine did a quote from Meister Eckhart last week. Meister Eckhart, Teresa of Avila, Thomas Merton, Julian of Norwich, Hildegard de Bingen. All of these people explore the truth that this mystical experience is available to you. You can have your own personal relationship with the God of your understanding, and that's that voice that calls to you and speaks to you. That is that divine knowing, that the Christ of your being calling out to you. So become committed to that. Just destroy the strongholds that would have you think that you are not divine, that divinity is out there somewhere. And while divinity is out there somewhere, it is also fully inside your consciousness. It is inside as you. And at the level of spirit, we have absolutely everything we need. Yes?
Yes.
I want you to participate in regular discussions about spiritual ideas. Have an intention of expansion. How can I expand in consciousness? Not, how can I make sure these people know I'm right?
Amen.
People who are seeking to expand in consciousness talk about ideas and not people. So we want to talk about ideas. We want to expand in consciousness, to know, at the very core of our being, to know the truth of who we are. To live from that place of who we are and who we are being called to be, so we can lift up everyone else around us so they can be the truth of who they are. They can live a life of integrity as well, and we can recognize them at the Christ of their being. So we commit to conversations about ideas that unfold us in consciousness to know the truth. And then I want you to take, I think it's purple. Imagination, is that right? I'm getting confused sometimes. Purple. Purple's power. Okay, well, you need a powerful imagination. None of your 12 powers works independently. You need to know that too. But they all work together. They work in concert. But I want you to imagine divine ideas. Journal about the divine ideas. Have your conversation and see how you expand, and then go and journal about that. Keep a gratitude list if you don't keep a gratitude list. Start focusing and honing your thoughts on the truth. Not on the mental garbage, not on the things that aren't true. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to do an empirical trial and just for the next month to make note of what am I thinking and feeling that's allowing me to see this in this way that doesn't feel good? And how can I shift to know the truth that God is you? That God is there, that peace is there, that love is there. What can I shift? What can I shift? My friend Mary Margaret used to remind me that, if a ship decides that it's off course, it's that you don't have to swing that wheel so that it does this. You just have to move it a little incrementally. Because 200 miles from now, you're going to hit the island that you're sailing to. If you do this, you're going to end up in the Arctic Circle. So just a shift. When you recognize this is not the truth. It's a little more in that direction. And we can let go of that which is not for the best and highest good of us and everyone involved. Because we are constantly in this journey to know ourselves as fully human and fully divine. And are you fully human?
Yes.
It's a question. Are you fully human?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you fully divine?
Yes.
Yes. I am fully divine. Say that. I am fully divine. I am the Christ. Say that. I am the Christ in potential. And so it is. I love you, friends. Thank you.
Beautiful message, Rev Todd. Thank you for reminding us of who we are, and that we have to focus on the truth because the truth is our rock. The truth of my divinity is my rock. The truth of my divinity is my rock. My rock, truth is my rock. My rock, truth is my rock. The truth of my divinity is my rock. Come on, sing that with me. The truth of my divinity is my rock. We're going to sing my rock, truth is my rock. My rock, truth is my rock. My rock, truth is my rock. The truth of my divinity is my life. The truth of my divinity is my life. My life, truth is my life. My life, truth is my life. We're gonna do a little chant.